you saying?
Yes, I will give thanks to life, you know.
A serious thing. We are here again, Ballhead and the Dread Podcast. Want to say we give thanks for everyone. We here. It's raining. I got my windows open, so I got the hoodie on and just everybody looking at this man like what this man dealing with, yo. But we here to relax. Tell you the truth, right? Um, Before we get into the reason, a couple of announcements I want to tell the people. The first thing is that in about 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a live podcast. So make sure you look out for that live streaming, right? I'm just trying to figure out the technological aspect so it's done. Probably we're not doing no IG live. We want to do it where it's interactive. You could call in, pose your questions, and have a vibe, right? Also, Far Right's video is out. Came out past Friday. Far Right, let them know.
Yes, I Freedom in Africa official music video now on Autarchii music channel, you know. So there them can check it out.
Make sure you support that. The link there is in the description. Now, this reasoning, all right, let them know what we're reasoning about today, to tell you the truth.
Well, the reasoning I encapsulate a whole heap of topic, you know. We talk about how athletes are regarded and how certain things within that we see it affect manhood, so to speak. So we're gonna just discuss the whole realm and there them just stick through the journey, you know.
No, serious thing. And this reasoning, the purpose of this reasoning, I was at the gym, right? And as you know, in modern gyms, they have a bunch of TVs and you see stuff. But I saw something that was pretty disturbing. I said, let me look into it. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not a sportsman. Yes, I played sports in the past, but I'm not a man that watches sports. That's a whole different reason. I think men watch too much sports, right? You figure if you watch the game, pre-game and after game, that's borderline 5 hours of your life on a daily basis. And there's a lot of work to be done. There's so much things you could do to maximize your potential. I'm not discouraging anyone from watching sports, but I think your time should be utilized in a different manner, different reasons. So I was watching the thing and I see a brethren here. I apologize. I don't know how to say his last name. I just call it brethren Tua, right? From what I oversee, he's a quarterback for Miami Dolphins, right? Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not even going to try the last name, right? Polynesian brethren. So I saw the bridge all mangled up, right? I saw the hands all mangled up. But the thing that interests me, like he didn't really get hit hard. So when I look into the story, it seems that he got a concussion in the previous game, in the first half, that is. And when I say football, we're talking about American pigskin football. He got a concussion in the first half, right? And most concussions are supposed to be done for the day. They clear him to play the second half. Then he plays in another game. This is where he got the other concussion, and they had to take him off in the stretcher. But I listened to the analysis of what people were saying, and I noticed that, yes, and I know these people are on corporations, and they have to toe the line in regards to what they say. I saw all the blame being put on the team, all the blame being put on the physicians, I guess, that work with the team, but no blame was put on the toxic culture we have, the toxic sports culture, the toxic identity we have of males, and also corporations' disregard for their employees. And those are the topics I want to delve into in regards to this matter. The first thing I want to talk about is the toxic sports culture, right? All right, we spoke about this earlier. Everyone is blaming the team, but no one is blaming the pressure the teams are on, the pressure the higher ups are on, the pressure that's on the higher ups in regards to generating a certain amount of finances, and also pressure from fans. Now, you know already, right? Between TV contracts and other things, it is a business, even though for the majority of their existence, NFLs were nonprofit. I think you have the 503C. I think they were like a 503(6). All teams weren't considered nonprofit, but I think the main office, I think they switched off after 2015 because around 2012, the commissioner was getting some crazy salary, like 44 million, and it was a bunch of mix-up, and they moved away from it. But NBA, NFL, all of them. And if you don't know, a lot of these stadiums, your local government does take the bill for that one, right? Even though they may have a name of a corporation on it, right? But in regards to these teams, they're on a tremendous pressure to generate income. And I don't think they can even allow their top player to take off regardless of the situation. I played sports, Division I basketball. I could speak from personal experience. My freshman year, I dislocated the thumb, right? The thumb was like this, right? So I dislocated the thumb. The dude that was there, the trainer, Joey Artuso or whatever, is a cool dude. He pops the thumb back in, right? So anyone that either broke a finger or dislocated thumb know that the hand, that the inflammation gets very bad and the hand is shaking. So this man is looking at me talking about if I'm gonna get back in. I gotta laugh. The man the man looking at me talking about get back in, right? So in my mind now, I've been hurt before, but I never had that pressure on me to like go back in immediately. This is just practice. Then it's like I'm just like my hand is literally shaking. All this swells up. They tape up their hand and like they pressure me to go back in. But here goes the joke now. Excuse my language. Now if I don't go back in, I'm soft. I'm a pussy. I'm all these type of things. I guess I'm not a full man if I can't play through the pain. And I turn this over to the fans now because the man would have had a concussion, right? Even if the man made the decision to say he's not going to play. And then someone was telling, I can't verify this, but someone was telling me that I guess they're undefeated, so there's a lot of pressure on them to continue. What would be the response from the media? What would be the response from fans disregarding this man as a human being, as someone's son? I'm not sure if he has children, disregarding his health for your entertainment. Because it's a toxic culture. If he didn't go back in, because everybody know the most glorious scene of every documentary or any production dealing with sports is the player being injured and he comes back out. Kareem twists his ankle and it's the series against Philly. He comes back out. He plays. He can't play for the rest of the series. Players get hurt. They go to the back of the locker room. They come out. The crowd's going wild and they finish in excruciating pain. And it's praised, but no one thinks about the person's health, their mental health, and even their quality of life after sports. And I think this really highlights in regards to the sickness of fans and the demand that they have on players, the unrealistic demand they have on players. Farah, I had a coach that used to cuss us about same thing, we're soft and we're pussies. But yet when he was sick, that man was gone for damn near 10 days. So how is that possible? How am I supposed to play with a broken limb and you get a common cough and you don't show up for work?
Well, you see, the way how the culture set is that athletes by right should put them body on the line. So that is the culture. That's the general culture. You know? Athletes, whenever them sign up for a team, whenever them become part of a particular team, them start competing in an international sport, them supposed to show them body on the line. So with the culture they know, that's where the human aspect come out of it. And then on top of that now, you see, the average economics play a role in the formation of the culture too, you know, because the average human being who watch sport, who are criticize the athlete, them who are fans of these particular teams, you have to realize, say, pan the economic ladder, them that don't pan the economic ladder, either made or low, and when them see these athletes being rewarded so much dollars, so much zeros behind for them salary a year time, plus whatever perks them get, that's when now the human aspect. You know when money come in, you know, people have it for say people who make all of that money or who is rewarded all of that money should give us their all, no matter what. And when them give us them all, them have to give more. And plus, on top of that, now the particular sport, they knew the risk of the sport. So all of them type of factor they come in now is what the people them use. Because I'm not gonna say, but if Lionel Messi, I get so much millions of dollars to play for the particular club, him can't sick. Where am I gonna sick both? Or Messi was sick when time Messi I get so much millions of dollars. You over me I said, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo sick, Cristiano Ronaldo injured. No. And a Cristiano Ronaldo me pay for come see Cristiano Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo did it. No, him can't sick. Or him for sick. You're mad now. Go get him right now. We're not business if him sick. Him good in the hospital and they on life support. Take him out right now. Him me pay for come see. So you see, that's how the general culture. And because that become the culture now.
All right, you saying that. You saying that kind of make me think about a different aspect now in regards to these people looking at the players as a deity, as a God figure. So maybe in their mind, the intention really is that you can get through anything. So maybe it's not necessarily a disregard for the humanity, but it's the fact that they don't see them as humans. Because listen to you say that made me think about the thing differently, because we all know already tribalism in sports. It's like a fake gladiator thing. You're not beating a man to death, and you have a lot of men, what would you say, emasculated men that try to live through athletes. I have an issue with wearing another man's name on my back, me personally. All right. You get what I'm saying? Like me, I'm just gonna put that out there. I have a real issue with wearing another man's name on my back. I think it's pretty odd, right? Now, I do notice when people speak about sports, everyone speaks French. It's a lot of we, a lot of us, right? Like you have some tie into the organization. And it's a lot of the whole relationship is misguided and pretty unhealthy, I would say. The amount of time you put into the lives of these people in this organization, watching someone excel at their craft or do their job while you yourself are sitting there doing nothing, right? Now, but in regards to the expectation, there is a weird thing in our society, like you mentioned, where money is involved. The more you get paid, the less you're supposed to be a human being. And I think that's where the issue comes into play, right? Now, I want to talk about this toxic masculinity. Um, there is, forget athletes, just men in general, right? You are groomed to do this from a young age, which is extremely detrimental. Where you don't feel pain, you don't need any help, and you're able to get through everything. This has been extremely detrimental to men for their mental health, their physical health, excuse me, spiritual health, and their family. You would have a man, right, that's pissing blood and passing out 2 times a week. He gonna tell you he okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, you need to go to the hospital. You go to the doctor to figure out what's wrong with you, right? But you can't knock the mind frame because you were groomed to do that. The man is groomed to be the sacrificial lamb. You know, there's a great book called The Boy's Crisis. I forget the author. I'll put it in the description because I forgot where the book is now. Somewhere here. It's called The Boy Crisis, right? And he speaks about men basically being in the origin sacrificial lambs going out to war, you know, sacrificing your life, or just working some dead end job just to provide for your family, and no one cares about what's going on. Because of that culture, you see now that a lot of men is kind of like they just disregard their own health. And the height of it is for sports. You know, you are praised for harming yourself. My quality of life has declined tremendously when I mean from a physical standpoint because of sports. I have a lot of ailments and anxieties that the average person don't have due to what I did for a duration of years. And I want to make it clear, I'm not a bitter athlete, bro. My life is great. I have a dope life, you know. It's not a sad story, but we have to acknowledge how these toxic cultures um, put people in an environment and push people to engage in behaviors that are have a high risk of being detrimental to their body. You know, and it's just like a toxic. I think this event here like highlights a lot of things, man. It highlights wacko fans, highlights this distorted view of masculinity that we have in our country. Because I'm not sure the man. They probably told the man to sit out. He didn't want to sit out because he wanted the glory story. I don't know the situation, right? But his behavior can see in a lot of men. Men don't ask for help. That's the next wild thing and basic things in regards. I see it all the time, and I tell brothers like, bro, if you're trying to improve on your craft, you need to ask for help. What are you proving and what are you accomplishing by not asking for help? They see that as a non-male trait for asking for help. And this goes on to the mental health space now. Men and men are suffering mentally. And that's why their family in disarray. That's why their life is in disarray. But who are they to ask for help? Because you're supposed to be able to endure everything and all these things, you know? So, all right, touch on that. Then the last part I want to touch on is the corporation's disregard for employees.
I know a massive part over there. I say it have to do with the fact say males in particular. So the way our males are groomed. You know, females have a whole heap of competition, you know, but that's a different type of competition. But males raised, nurtured, trained for compete. I always say compete it on different levels. So if we're gonna break it down on the athletic level, right? The athletic level, you're really groomed for compete and be the greatest. So because you have to do this thing for be the greatest. What can I do for make people remember me as the greatest? Because if you think about what people call soccer in America or football, you think about say Pele did come and you think about say Ronaldinho did come. So now as Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo now, they must say, what can Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi do May I use them example because them are the prime elite examples where everybody use and refer to when I talk about the best. And you realize the things them, when you listen to people, you realize the things them when people talk about. So this man, when him handed broke, or this man when him did injure, him still stay up on the field, him give an extra goal. You see me, I say him risk the fact say him did injure and him could have taken a next knock. If him did get one more knock, him would have out for 5 more games for the season. But yet still him stand up on the field, him risk it. These are the things that people talk about. You see me, I say? So because of that now, them train for compete. So what can I do to outdo the person before me? And then here the wicked part. You have a generation right below them will always coming. And you see, because that generation is always coming. And there's one thing me know about the way how human beings situate. Them quick for forget who are legends. So if you do something good today, them quick for forget it. So especially in our sport culture. If this man has scored 20 goals today and 20 goals has never been scored before. You see, tomorrow when a little youth, well, less than him come score 21 goals, him is no longer nobody towards the sport world, you know. It's this youth are the main focus. The media highlight the youth, the fans them highlight the youth, and the same fans them what they support him. Start tell him say him is a rocks now, him not have no farmer talent. And yesterday him was the man. So you see, with all of these things in the brain now, the ego, like some chemical and them neurons start for fire in the brain now, and the ego start take over now. So guess what going? A man outdo himself. And now realize the detriment of trying to outdo himself to get this thing done because he wants to be the greatest and he's so conditioned for compete that the competition they make him start take a toll upon it body, him body start take a toll upon his mind. It start make him realize him very, very depressed. Yesterday I listened to an interview with Chris Gale, and Chris Gale I tell us him the depressed, him there India, which part of him is a cricket god. And him I tell you, say, him depressed by many things. Him depressed by even the fact, say, he must sit down on the bench. Knowing, say, him is Chris Gale, him have to leave the league. Come and try to show you, say, him being the man there, him have to make sure, say, the highlighter reaching on a certain different level. And if it not reaching on a certain different level, then guess what go on? You now see feed true potential the way there. I remember, I know, what by the name. Again, I call these names. Just by having Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi on a team, I'm not for playing a football. Jerseys are selling for the corporation straight. So the fact that all of these things are going on now, the man them know for them they value the pan that level. So now them try to transcend it to the competition to see how them can outdo that. So them can have a legacy, not realizing the negative impact of the legacy, but them I think about how them can just go out and outshine everybody else. You understand? So at them type of thought process they really go through enough for the ones in mind sometime as me get for overstand.
You touched on a great point, man, because like, all right, you spoke about this competition, right? And the fact that most men, and no disrespect when I say this, is just a fact. Most men are mediocre, right? They're really not doing that with themselves and they're not maximizing their full potential. So the competition is not, all right, they may compete in some little weird way amongst themselves, right? But on the level you're talking about, that's a small sector of society. Now, with the manhood thing, right? Manhood in our society is based on your ability to earn and like earning like some glory from achieving some feat that majority of people don't achieve. Now, since majority of man can't partake in that, that clearly explains why depression, self-loathing is so high amongst men, because majority of men can't partake in the identity of manhood they've been given. Hence, now, I guess you try to live through other people, through athletes, through entertainers, because listen, as I said, I'm a one-away person, right? I'm not no person around people too tough for no crew, but listening to people talk sometimes, I notice that men really try to live through other people, right? For instance, an athlete, you'll have a situation, I witnessed this personally, where a man's mood is totally destroyed because his team lost. Far right, come on now. You get what I'm saying? That's taking the thing too far.
Me used to stay saying so me can speak from experience, you know. You see, the moment that's why I try to share say is a meditation and self-awareness is very important. And this me used to stay like that. Is a man who support Arsenal Football Club. I can't tell people this all the time. I tell them even the other day I watch a match and my team lose. And I tell them say, yo, things really changing because a couple of years ago, if me say this now, my vibes broke. I don't want nothing else right now. Because I feel like I'm a part of the team as there is. All right, to the levels how we take it them time of football. If my side lose, I don't even want to see a man right now. That's how the levels we used to take it. But then we get to overstand and become more conscious and overstand, say, first and foremost, you realize that these players on the field that we see, they're employees, they're just higher paid employees than the average human being that we are seeing. Secondly, all of this thing what we see as fun is really a corporate event taking place. So how can we allow a corporate event taking place to change or alter our mood when the corporate event that's taking place has nothing to do with our benefit or our gain? You see me I say? So them thing they will start overstand and realize if we even gonna take this thing as enjoyment, then so to speak, how can we take this corporate event as an enjoyment and then alter our mood and there is no gains to get from it? So you see, the mind have to start evolve and learn how to respond to these things, but it did have to learn. Keyword, most of the youths them now, them not have no other passion behind this. So you have to realize that the average person who watch sports, they work a regular 9 to 5 or them have a regular type of earnings where them get. Whenever them break from that 9 to 5 or the earnings where them have, that's when sports come in. So you see, because that is them downtime where them used to watch the sport, them want to have the happiness in them downtime, figure back towards the sadness, which is the 9 to 5. So that again play a different type of toll upon the brain, you know?
No, a serious thing. And you went into the last part I wanted to discuss in regards to employees' relationship to their employer, right? Just like I mentioned, fans speak French or relating to their sports team. Employees speak French or relating to their employer. What we are going to do, what we have done, what we are moving forward. Now, I'm not knocking a person from yes, you need to work. I'm not telling you not to do a quality job at your job, right? I am telling you to please keep note of your position with your employer, your employee. And unfortunately, most people are disposable. Unless you have some unique talent that can't be replaced, you are disposable. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes we get too entangled with our employer, forgetting the origin of the relationship. You trade time to be compensated during that time. The agreement is you should have a certain level of production for the company, which generates a certain profit for the company that you're compensated for, and it ends there. I think people get too deep with the job thing, fire, whether it's relationship with coworkers or relationship with management, or even how they identify themselves or they feel heightened because they're employed by a certain person. Nothing is wrong with working a 9 to 5. I do recommend everyone should have some form of passive income or numerous forms of income. But 9 to 5 is a cool base. It's consistent money, right? Depending on how much energy it takes from you, it can work. I'm just telling you that please clarify your relationship with the job and how you identify with the job and understand the the realistic structures of the relationship. Sometimes something happens at a job, a person's so hurt, they feel so what you want to call it, abandoned, or they feel let down because you have a distorted view of the relationship. You are an employee employed by an employer. Worse, you have a disposable skill. Or you have a skill that makes you disposable. You're not as much of an asset to the company as you would think. I think that's the clarification. And this what this um, event here highlights. This person's a high valued employee. I don't even know how much hundreds of millions that he generates. And because of that, right, they put the profit before humanity. They put his safety, his body, his future. They put the money before that. And it just trickles down because it's the same concept and it's the same disregard of the humanity of the person, the well-being of the person. And you can't be shocked when they treat you in such a manner because that's just the origin of it. Because corporations, their number one thing is to what? Make profits. Make profits and make profits, right? Nothing else. I think people need a realistic approach to their job and their relationship with the job. I hear a lot of stuff I hear about people don't want to work. I'm not telling you, I'm not into that too tough. Because a man need to survive, a woman need to survive, you need to provide for your family, right? But that relationship with the job needs to be reviewed, how much effort you give them. I don't think that you should be at a job that just zaps all the energy out you, that you don't have energy for yourself, even to deal with your health on the heights, but yet to have another income. If that is the case, you need to pump the brakes. You're giving them too much. You're giving them way more than they're giving you. Because at that point, you're basically giving them your life. This is a different reasoning, but this whole event kind of highlights all these things we have in society. Toxic masculinity, terrible toxic sports culture, right? And corporations disregard for you as a human being. And I think analysts need to do a better job of analyzing the things that they speak about, because all the onus should not be put on the NFL team, because or NFL organizations. You know what they're about. Why don't we talk about the sports culture? Why don't we talk about the demand from fans to have people to behave in a non-human manner, in a godlike manner? Because you said if you're sick, I remember, all right, there's a famous thing with Michael Jordan with food poisoning, right? When this man ran up and down. First of all, you got to be a full-blown psycho. A lot of sports players we celebrate and praise are just psychopaths. Let's put that out there, right? Kobe Bryant, no disrespect to none of them in their craft, but the amount of focus and commitment you have to that craft to be on the heights, you're not with us mentally. So the story goes, the man had food poisoning, right? I'm not sure if he had. I had food poisoning before, right? Before I stopped eating flesh. That thing puts you on your behind. So I don't know what mental state this man could get in, right? To have food poisoning and still perform the way he did. That's not a normal attribute. That's why he gets the glory. That's why he gets the praise, right? But I'm not sure about the health aspect of it and the mental health aspect. There's another thing I saw before we get on. There was a football player. I forgot his name. I don't know if it was Herschel Walker. I don't know what it is. I'm mixing up the names. But anyway, this man has split personality. So if an arm was broke, he would go into the different person to continue to play. And anyone listening, correct if it's not that breaks his name, but it's some running back. This man is just straight. You got a lot going on. But that's praise. We praise psychopaths. We don't talk about these people in their personal life. We don't think about their family life. We just disregard the human aspect. Can they perform on the heights on that field? But when they do something wild in their personal life, you want to chastise them. But how can you be a normal human being when you have to be in that psychological state? Like football players, bro. Boxers, their whole livelihood is based off of brutality. So you can't go knock a man if you can't cut that off when you leave the field. If he brutal 24/7, it's unfair to him because he makes his living and his whole identity is praised based off of being what? A warrior and brutal. So as I said, I was there at the gym looking at this thing and I said, man, there's a lot of things that this highlights, and I hope that this event, I'm hoping that they have better protocol for concussions. I had 2 concussions in my life before. I had one when I was younger, one when I was older. And they're like, yo, you be off, yeah? like you off. Your brain shakes, you hit your head both times playing basketball. I got hit out the air, boom, hit my head on the floor, lights out. You don't know what's going on when you get up. Kudos to that man. I don't know how this man was second half. I don't know what they gave this man. But your brain can't keep shaking. It's not meant for that. And there are long-term effects for it. And the quality of life, a lot of athletes suck, both physically and mentally, because you just deal with brutality. I just played college. I didn't even get to professional sports. They play hurt majority. That's the next thing too. You calling these guys, so they play hurt majority of the time. Anyone who plays sports, you probably get injured every game. Or hurt. I want to say injured is where you can't even play, but you're hurt to where you probably should sit out. But for glory or whatever else, you just play through it because that's the expectation.
Oh, say my when I'm elder them, when I'm a good age in them talk, name Kirky when I'm a reason one time and him say, instead sports are the new gladiator ring. And when you think about it, that's literally what it is. It's literally a gladiator ring fire. That's what it is. Once them gladiators come to war, people in the stands in a room, I make sure I say them not leave until them see blood, because without blood, what is sports? That are really the mindset right now, Without the blood, what is the sports? The sports is it not gonna be fun without the blood. Just like, but the sports thing we talk to related to everything in a life where you say go on, especially when it comes to entertainment, right? If an artist can't do this, then what am I do? Am I an artist? Am I a real artist? Cause look on the artist before. So you see the same comparison The same manhood thing where they are reason about. And then you talk about the blood aspect right now. Like that a lot, that seal it, you know. That's what seal it, you know. I mean, I tell you, I say, up to no matter how we talk about it, majority of the people will never, ever, 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 ever see their favorite clubs as corporations, because in their overstanding of what a corporation is just a structured building that there's some paperwork or some processing taking place. And this is actually going on with the clubs, because the clubs them are full-blown employees all over the world, and them are, but the people them just find it hard for overstand. So these are corporation, and then there's only one thing that a corporation looks at, and that's year over year success. And if them don't see themselves striving year over year, people better know, say, your favorite athlete don't matter, nobody else don't matter. That's all the corporation thinks about. So, it no matter how much we love a side and we love the great game where Barcelona play, the tiki taka and all of these things, it don't matter what where we love. These people are corporations, and that's all they care about. Corporation have to make profit, them have to earn. And if they're not earning any form of money, there will be no existence of that club that you know. So if you say Manchester United, remember Manchester United Corporation. So, yeah, see the name of the teams, but you know, see the corporation behind them. They are big entities, big corporations. That's why so much millions have to spend. So all of these TV money are earned revenue from these sales of the shirts, all of these gears, them have big sponsor. If you notice, all right, first thing you know, any farmer sport you have, well, not any farmer sport, majority of the sports them, especially the supposed manly sports them. Football, which is the real football, American football, basketball, all of these things where it's supposed to be manly sport. You ever realize them jerseys? Next time you look, just take a look on them jerseys. Their jerseys are advertisement boards. That's what the jerseys are. The big sponsor, the sponsors have to be on the jersey. That's all that the jersey highlights. So it's Adidas, Puma, anything you want to look at. Take a good look at a jersey just for a minute. That's all it is. A jersey is nothing but an advertisement prompt. And that's what I want people for overstand. So the way I look on it from the other side, oh, Adidas start make that person jersey. No. Adidas is paying that club money so that them can be the facilitator of making that profit. So they're the vendors and the partners who work along with that corporation, which is the sporting club that you know. And that's what formulate the profit, and otherwise from the people who are buy the tickets for coming at the stadium and all of these things to maintain that company. And all of these things are written off within taxes and all of these something. So you want the people overstand. It sounds so hard because the jobs them where you used to don't pay that amount of money, but I want your best believe so it's the same exact structure. One just come with a whole heap of spotlight, a whole heap of camera, and a whole heap of extra zeros, but it's the same exact functionalities within it. And everybody, every single player, no matter how great them is, from he's an athlete and you turn 30, you're reaching that disposable stage. I want you to know that.
30, shoot, some of them disposable for once you start, depending on your body makeup. All right. One more thing I want to touch on, and I want to make it clear. I'm not discouraging men from watching sports, right? But you should be watching less sports. This is breakdown the math, as I said. A lot of people, it's a whole culture around. You watch the pregame, you watch the game, you watch the postgame, and you watch the highlights the next day. So let's just say, depending on what sport, you're looking at 7 to 8 hours of consuming. And at a certain point, it gets repetitive because you already saw the game. There's more you could be doing with your time. It is what it is, right? I know people need to escape. I know people have rough lives sometimes, whether it's family life or outside. You need to find something more constructive to do with your time. You need a hobby. You need to figure out another way to generate income. You can still watch the game and have time for other stuff. I don't see the point of watching pre-game, the game, and post-game. Also, I notice with men when they're watching the games, they're usually eating foods high in fat, high in sugar, high in carbs, right? So y'all need to change up this whole vibe and stop trying to live through a next man. You get what I'm saying? Be your own man. Do something great yourself. Challenge yourself. You're there yelling at the screen of a next man challenging himself and overcoming obstacles. Overcome obstacles in your personal life. Be a hero for yourself. Be a hero for your kids. That's my issue I have with sports. Because if you go, majority of people watch sports off of shape. I'm not gonna say they're overweight. You can't say overweight no more because I guess fat is the new trend right now. When you have weight, then that's the new sex. And it's not fat shaming, but it is unhealthy. And we have to acknowledge that. It's not even how you look. It's too much weight on your body. But most people who watch sports are not fit or not healthy. And that's a fact. You don't need no report and no great research to do that. Just open your eyes and go outside. So those people need to be more active. It is what it is. You need to be more active, and like you need to load easy on the sports. Easy on the sports. You have no relation to this. Before I get last thing I'm gonna say. Remember, I took my wife family to a Ravens game, right? It was Thanksgiving. It was Ravens versus San Francisco. This thing was bugged out. This was like 2010, 2011. I was in the bathroom. Have you ever been to the bathroom at these games? The bathroom line is long, bro. You just chilling. The man in front of me had a San Francisco. They were playing in Ravens Stadium. This one, like Ray Lewis was there. The man had a San Francisco jersey on. Someone coming out, I guess they were drunk, took it upon himself to go walk, put his shoulder in the middle of this man's chest, like bump the man, right? And I was just thinking about tribalism. So the issue you have with this man is because he has a 49ers jersey on, right? And you so boosted up off the liquor, whatever it is you want to take in this altercation. So the question I had was like, all right, after they get into this altercation, is there any representative from the Ravens or the 49ers that will pay for medical bills, lawyer fees, or to help them get out of jail? The answer is no. So your whole affiliation and your whole connection to this team is false. They don't know you. You don't know them. They don't care. Oh, a fan got in. Yes, let's go bail him out. No, that's not the case. Fan was fighting another fan, got his eye socket broke. They're not. So it's like, bro, you have to have a clear understanding of your relationship. You are a fanatic. These people don't know you. The only reasons majority of athletes, first of all, it's uncomfortable talking to random people. You know that far as the man out there. So like only reason they just talk to you is to just save face. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to random people. They don't want to hang out with random people. They have their own social circle. It's very weird to have random people talking to you. My heart goes out to all celebrities and public people. It is extremely odd having random people talk to you. You're there chilling with your family. They don't want to talk to you. They're there just trying to spend time with their family. Forget about whatever else people think about them. You're there pressing this man for an autograph. And if you don't get your autograph, you're Imagine that. So like people just need to revamp the whole relationship with these people. Because the thing is, you spend so much time thinking about them, you forget that they don't know you. I think you think you're best friends or something because you know everything about them because you've invested so much in them. No, they don't know you, bro. Maybe they'll say hi and get an autograph and keep it moving. What else is he obligated to do or she's obligated to do? They were paid to entertain you, and they met that requirement. Why can't we leave it at there? I used to like Jamaica when I was younger because I noticed when artists were there, no one bothered them. I knew it was just a different culture. Like you could literally have somebody just chilling, Beanie Man there or Luciano, and just like nobody would say anything. America's totally different. Everyone feels obligated to talk to you, to touch to you, and they feel that you're obligated to do the same for them. Right, that's the next reason. This get me riled up when I analyze these stuff, tell you the truth, Phil, about society, But the sports thing kind of off. It's out of hand right now. Everything, the sport's so bad with these 24-hour, they don't talk about sports no more. Everything is drama. Sports has turned into soap opera. They just find anything to talk about because it's like, because their demand is there, you got to have the sports 24/7. Everything I look, all these different apps and channels, they run 20. There's not 24/7 of news. There isn't. That's just like with regular news. That's why they come up with garbage. Now, if you notice, majority of sports don't talk about sports. They talk about issues, personal issues, dating, your personal life. What does that have to do with your performance on the field of winning the game? There's no correlation. Everything's sports.
They might find the correlation, fireman. Man. Remember, say them sporting thing is like series, a series, So each match is like a next, what you call it, episode in the season. So I remember I named season also. So I really, I really a new season. And then if you have 38 game of a play, a 38th episode within the season. So them know these things serious.
Reality beds, right? The greatest distraction, yeah. The greatest
And then a joke
yeah.
thing, you know, if I remember say the way how the man them design the thing, and as we are talking about with the fans them, if them hurt each other, them a fight. Remember said the sure know the organization are gonna do one thing though, them not gonna bail you, but them are gonna put out a public statement. We are not affiliated with that individual there. So you see, it's not even just the fact that them not gonna compete, you know, them are denounced publicly, you know, as a matter of publicity, you know, fire. So I wonder if ones them are pre them thing there. The one them are denounced publicly to make sure say the reputation. Remember, say them company also have them lawyers, you know, them legal team and legal department. And I wonder if people understand them thing there. Say when them hear about these players in a contract, them don't think say, oh, the players them just read one little piece of paper. The players them have them agent, them have them particular team, them have the company have them physical department. We have to check them out. Them left from one person. Them have them accounting department to deal with them salary. Them have all of these things where you know. So I want them know say it's not just a matter of them not knowing you. Them are going to denounce you publicly because the only thing that matters to a sporting organization is the reputation and the profit of that organization. And they talk about the addiction too. Because I'm a man who watch sport, you know, but as I say, I'm not a man who religiously I go just get up and watch it. I just watch it when time more on my like a full enjoyment and then I'm going about my day because this pre and this post business, man, I have the time for them sit down and meds them thing there. And there I talk about something crucial. And I know say I just hear a new tune yesterday from a bridge in Kabaka Pyramid called Addiction.
Fire.
See,
let me tell you. I gotta
go. It's a good tune that. It's a good tune that for ones and ones.
Media and the sugar and all that, right?
No, the one even link it to them type of thing. If you check the reasoning to the sport reasoning, gone to the particular addiction because when they talk about the escapism and all of these things to see me are the right thing. Even though your brain knowing yourself say some of them things are the right, you have to do it regardless because there are certain things where you see as perks, so it might not be perks towards your particular life, but it's perks to your mind at the time. And because it feed your mind and make you feel the way there. And that's why you know it gets so.
It's funny you mentioned. I was supposed to mention that too. I listened to it yesterday, to tell you the truth, right? Some other tunes on there, but that one really captured me. But yeah, it's just like a vibe, you know. Also, I'm gonna cut the argument still, but also athletes don't make as much as you think too, because between age and the other people that have the working for them in Texas, they're not making as much as it's publicized. You know, so it's like I don't know, man. I don't know if they're looking for us. I don't know what it is, but people, you need to stop living through other, especially men. All right, you gotta cut that off. Right? You gotta stop living like a teenager. I could understand if you go put a poster of a man up on your wall or something. You know, if you're gonna put a poster somebody on, you gotta put somebody great up on your wall or something. All like Thomas and Karras. You can't go put no little athlete up on your wall and looking at every day giving honor to this man. I'm not trying to hear that. And this one more thing. One more thing, Fire, I want to touch. This is the next thing. Especially if you're giving all this praise to the athlete and you yourself aren't maximizing your potential, it's a toxic relationship. So say if a man put Kobe Bryant up on this thing and you're really on a Kobe, not to the psychopath level, but you're on the heights where you're dealing with progress and you have some discipline and consistency in your life. And if that's the source of your inspiration, I have no issue. But if you got this man up there, you got the man's shoes and you just a mediocre person, Fire, what's the point? What are we doing? You know, so I'm not sure if you want to say something else, Far.
No, I touch exactly what me I with Pan said. I said if the man that inspire you in your particular art, then we say that that's quite fine. But as they said, they really say the same thing. That's not even hear me. I try come in again. Yeah, that is the thing.
And because I don't know if it's because I teach in a school, I see it every day, but this sports thing gone too far. Right? You know, everything is sports and people not doing with themselves. I'm a man, I hate seeing wasted talent. You have to maximize your potential in this realm, Fire. You squeeze every bit out of you. And you can't do it sitting down watching the next man do something every day, analyzing what the next man doing or what he shouldn't have done and this and that. Turn that energy on yourself and analyze what you should be doing and go and do it.
Fire, I tell you the truth, Fire. Because sports game, both a strong ago, and me get inspired. Because I tell you the truth. I be very, very honest, Fire, because me get fully inspired at the sports game, because this man come on the field him opponents are cheer him name when him demolish them. How great is that? But no say, and then on top of that, I noticed 2 grown men run on and beat security, just run on the field to take picture with him because one, so them risk no say them are gonna get locked up. Them no say them are gonna get charged. Them are gonna get banned from stadiums, that stadium for a couple of years, or I don't remember if them change it or forever. They risk all of these things just to go up and take a selfie with a man as a grown man. So what me I say is fire. Me personally inspired by that. Then me I talk about Lionel Messi when versus Jamaica the other day, Argentina versus Jamaica. First and foremost, every single body in the stadium who is supposedly supporting his team only have on his jersey. So I don't think them supporting the team, rather them supporting him. Seeing? And then him opponents cheer when him score against them. Fire, how great is that? And people are running up on a field for no say them will get locked up just to take a picture with you. No, me want the greatness there because I know I'm not gonna misuse the greatness there. So,
all right. Well, within your context, I always what you're saying, right? Within the average person's context, what would they do to ever achieve that? You agree what I'm saying? Like that's that distorted manhood again with this glory, because it's like you're looking for, you hear what I'm saying though, far, right?
Yes, I clearly.
You're looking for something that's like some one-off thing. For instance, now it's 360 something million people in America, right? I'm not sure how many soccer players we have. I know the brethren is a Jamaican brethren. All right, put it like this: how much people live in Jamaica? 3 million, 2 million?
Yeah, or 3 million approximately.
We got 3 million, right? So you got one person out of 3 million that's experiencing that right now, and say bolt. So it's not a good aspiration for the average man, not in the context of what you're saying, but in the context of a regular man would take. And what are you doing anyway to put yourself in that position? That's the question I would be asking people. Like, yeah, you may be infatuated with whatever he's receiving, right? But what are you doing? What skills are you working on? Not necessarily to mimic that at that level, but to get some form of whatever you're looking for in your life. I think that's where the context is going. We have too many people sitting around, I guess, daydreaming about stuff and not enough people working towards something, you know? Friday, we give thanks for the reason. Also, 2 weeks from now till today, 2 weeks from now, check out the live stream. So we will provide you with the information and keep you up to date. Hopefully you come in, ask some questions. We can answer some questions and hold a vibe, right? I just want to check one thing to be clear on the date. Also, right, this Sunday, I Never Knew Radio that I host on WLOY.org. We'll be playing tribute to Delroy Wilson, fire. I've been switching around my tributes, right? So I say, yo, Delroy Wilson. So if you're unfamiliar with he's probably one of Jamaica's first teenage stars, that is.
Yeah, man. One of the greatest voices of all time.
Yeah, definitely. And in my opinion, he's the only person that had that had that little jazz thing going on when he sang. But yeah, he was there, ska era, rocksteady era, reggae era. He did get the Order of Distinction in 1995. His tunes inspired big hits from Coca T, Rip and Run with Cuddy Ranks, the big tune from Buja Banton and Wayne Wonder, Movie Star. Somebody else covered. All UB40 got a big one too when they redid Impossible. One foundation tune he did. And enough tunes there, Rain from the Skies and all that.
And Dennis Brown favorite singer that I remember. Dennis Brown are the people singer, you know, and the people singer favorite singer.
Yeah, your favorite singer, right? So it's Bob Marley. The reason I say that is when I say your favorite singer, that is Bob Marley, Dennis Brown favorite singer, and Dennis Brown favorite singer, Delroy Wilson. You breathe. Yeah, serious thing. So make sure you check that out Sunday, WLOY.org. Far I have a new video out there on the Heights, right? Freedom in Africa from the Disrupting the Status Quo EP. Make sure you check that. The link there is in the description. Also, everyone listening, listen. This listening, I ain't hear this listening thing and nodding your head, right? We're talking about application. So there's something in there that makes you bop your head. Try it and do it. If you're a sports person burning out your brain 20 hours a week, try to cut it down to 15. I'm not telling nobody to cut nothing out their life. But you gotta reduce it because there's so much more you could be doing with yourself, and you know you could be doing more with yourself. So you gotta hold yourself accountable and do more with yourself. All right, we give thanks for everyone tuning in. Until next time.
Well, let me hear you say, Mount